Are modern relationships real? Or is it just because of bipolar mania?
A bipolar girlfriend because you never know what to expect. It's a lot of fun and a lot of surprise. One moment she's all loving and hubby, the next moment she wants to fucking murder me. For example, today she texts me saying, "Hey, babe, you're looking very cute." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." She's like, "Psych. I hope you die." Half the time she's crying, the other half she's laughing. Today she told me she wants to get a manicure. I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, you need to get a manicure." I asked her if she wanted to get some pizza today. She was 50% in, 50% out. She didn't know what the fuck to do. Wallah, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick. Today she told me she hopes I choke on my saliva and die. And when I told her that wasn't funny, she started crying and blamed it on me. She asked me why I don't love her. I'm like, "Bitch, stop. I'm gonna have to break up with you." She only loves me half the time. And the other half, she hates me. Anyways, I still love the bitch and her million personalities, you know what I'm saying? Even though she only loves me half the time. See you soon, babe.
That's young shit, bro. Again, you're attracted to the toxicity. Yes, the sex is great. Yes, you have fun. But it comes a point in time when you know yourself, you understand that what you're going to do, you know yourself, you know your limits, you know what's good for you and what's not. A lot of guys don't hang out anymore because they know that it's goofy outside. You don't know if you're going to jeopardize your freedom. You don't know if you're going to knock somebody out. You don't know if somebody's going to knock you out. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to be scared, but you're supposed to be cautious. I don't want any man to be scared. I want them to be cautious in the things that they do, the relationships that they establish. So we talk about modern relationships. Is it real or bipolar mania? Okay, let's talk about it. A possessive and controlling relationship that can also be stalker like. Okay, you're constantly fearful that their partner will leave them and must be reassured. This is all signs of a crazy bitch. Has anyone ever experienced this? Number three, characterized by obsession and jealousy. Partners of these lovers will often feel too smothered. Mania lovers can be dangerous when they feel their partner is pulling away. They can become dangerous when they see that you're pulling away. Maybe you're elevating. Maybe you're realizing this woman can't keep up. Maybe she's slowing you down. What do you do? Modern relationships, we're all trying to date. We're all trying to meet not the one because there is no one, but you're trying to get into a position where you can have a mate, a partner, a sex partner. Sure, it's easy when you got game. Sure, it's easy to be able to know yourself, but there's two people involved in the union. So what do you do?
We're in a relationship with somebody that is suffering from depression, anxiety, bipolar, anger issues, narcissism, know that this affects you as well. What happens in these relationships is that people are so hyper focused on taking care of the person with the illness that they forget that they need taken care of too. Focus in on yourself. Figure out what your needs are. How are you going to cope? And even in being there for this person, how can you still hold yourself as priority? Remember, it's like putting on that gas mask, because if you can't take care of you, nobody's going to be there to take care of them.
Oldest saying, we've all heard it before. The plane is descending. You got to take care of yourself, man. People are going to call you selfish. Your kids are going to manipulate you. Your baby mom's going to manipulate you. You got to take care of yourself first, man. Get your mind right. Now, if you got your mind right, you're taking care of yourself, and then you're neglecting your kids, you're neglecting your baby moms, your wife, your girlfriend, then you're a piece of shit. But to deal with somebody who has manic depression, somebody who's always insecure, maybe because you were insecure, you needed somebody who didn't know who she was. So maybe you needed somebody who was submissive to the point where she didn't know that she had power as well. She didn't know that she could contribute to your relationship. A lot of you niggas want a submissive bitch because you're insecure. The key is to get a woman who is submissive, but doesn't have to be. You understand? If she doesn't have to be, she makes her own money, she makes her own choices and decisions. She is doing it because she knows it's not only going to make you happy, but it's what's required to be with you. Then you're the real high value man. It's not about barking on a woman or making a woman feel scared. It's about make sure that she knows that by your side, she will win. And not only will you compliment her, she'll be able to relish in the spoils of war.
The really difficult part about having bipolar disorder for me is having to face the pain that comes along with failed relationships. This is what I mean. There have been times when, whether I was in a platonic relationship, professional, or romantic, that I became scared that my symptoms would emerge and mess everything up. This fear sometimes causes me to mask symptoms or try to hide them all together. And of course, this is never sustainable. Eventually, symptoms emerge and seem to affect the dynamic of those relationships. So 2 real life examples. Over the last month and a half, I've lost both a long-term romantic relationship and a professional relationship with my previous employer. Why? Because my bipolar symptoms overrode my effort to keep them at bay and ended up tainting things beyond repair. Moving forward, all I can do is try to better manage this illness and hope that that has a positive impact on the new relationships I'm forming. But in the meantime, fuck bipolar.
Shit is crazy. Mental illness. If you've been following me for a long time, I told everybody I went to therapy, 6 sessions. It wasn't over a woman. It wasn't over suicidal tendencies. It was more so about just connecting some dots, things that I was doing that was really working really hard at. Things just weren't making sense. And, you know, during my sessions, which I encourage everybody, if you're at a roadblock, you know, you've tried something and you need some clarity, maybe some non-biased clarity, be open to some type of therapy. So I went to 6 sessions. She dismissed me. She said, "Hey, V, you don't need this." And one of the breakthroughs for me was her asking me questions and me speaking out loud the answers. Okay. I encourage everybody to do it, but guys are going through some shit too. Let's not act like women are the only ones that are crazy out here. There's some niggas out here that are out of their tree houses.
I was committed to a mental institution. It was a bummer. I amaze myself sometimes.
Why?
I guess it's my personality. I don't know. I'm something else, aren't I? All right, let's go on.
I lost my train of thought. Do you have any plans for the future?
Well, I've also been thinking about becoming a free agent and see what Bobby Leonard thought. What kind of skills he thought I had. See, he's the Indiana Pacers coach. See, I'm a free agent now, and really that's being a nobody. Nobody's looked at me yet. Leonard hasn't. Nobody has.
What do you think about all those fights you've gotten into ever since you were in 7th grade?
Oh, that was just elementary, you know? I mean, that's nothing big. I mean, that's just hassles between elementary kids. I mean, what's that? I mean, maybe I got a SWAT here and there for punching a kid in the face or something. That's nothing big. All right, let's go on.
So, what happened when you were 17?
What happened when I was 17?
Sad, bro. Shit is real, man. Shit is real. Get your mind right. Don't underestimate the people, man. When you see some erratic behavior, you see shit going from right to left, trust your eyes, not your ears, man. Eat properly. Don't do nothing crazy, man. A lot of things are going on right now. Money problems. People can't get laid. You know, it's just really hard times out here. So I will tell you, the bottle ain't going to help. Smoking, doing drugs ain't going to help. Try your best. Try to meditate. Try to do things that are constructive. Maybe work out if you don't believe in God. Try to get into a deeper spiritual connection, man, because you're going to need your mindset to be right, bro, because shit's only going to get worse. Modern relationships are going to be a thing of the past. I don't care how much game you have. Okay, you can have game. I got mad game, but if the bitch is not receptive, I don't have time to coach the bitch.
About what it's like dating someone with bipolar disorder. I open up about this because when I went through a relationship where the person had it, I had no idea what it was at the time until, of course, I studied psychology and I became a behavioral analyst. And then I went through the steps of learning about it. Through periods where they have a lot of energy and they're super excited and want to do everything. Talk really fast. They're confident. They are constantly talking to other people and wanting to try new things. This is where they do irrational things like gamble, have a sex addiction, drink a lot of alcohol, want to smoke weed, and just everything becomes super extreme. And they go through their depressive stage where they're just not confident, low energy, not emotional, and just sort of numb. Honestly, any insecurity that they have gets amplified because of their bipolar disorder. So for example,
everything gets amplified. Okay? So you have people who are borderline genius. Name one genius who ain't crazy, but everything they feel, their paranoia, everything that they feel, everything that they see gets amplified. How do you deal with that? Women are going through the forest to break trees and deal with their issues for $4,000 a clip. What are men doing? Every time a man expresses himself, he gets made fun of. Says you're soft. The communities are more than likely a money grab. So what do? Every time you think something, if you have a mental disorder, it gets amplified. And everyone's looking at you like you're crazy.
When you're bipolar, if you don't take medication every day to keep you at a certain state, you have a potential to ramp up, and it could take you to a point where you could even end up in a hospital and you start acting erratic, as TMZ would put it. So when you're in this state, you're hyper paranoid about everything. This is my experience. Some people have other experiences. Everyone now is an actor. Everything is a conspiracy. You see everything. You feel the government is putting chips in your head. You feel you're being recorded. You feel all of these things.
And these are vividly realistic to you.
Yes. And you get taken and you have this moment. You feel everyone wants to kill you. You pretty much don't trust anyone. And they have this moment where they handcuff you, they drug you, they put you on the bed, and they separate you from everyone you know. When you are in that state, you have to have someone you trust. It is cruel and primitive to do that. Here's another one that they love to do when you get the stigma of crazy. They love to write you off.
Very important, man. Name one genius who ain't crazy. Do me a favor. Make sure you guys like this video and share this video. Modern relationships. Subscribe to the channel. Modern relationships. Are they real or is it bipolar mania? Are you looking to leech on me? This is things that you need to pay attention to, bro. It's not just women. Men are going through it too, bro.
Work 7 fucking days a week. 7 fucking days a week to put food on your table, and you want to sit here and make me go fucking crazy at this nice restaurant, by the way, that I'm paying for. I'm paying for all this. You don't have any fucking money. I'm paying for all this shit. You're probably gonna go order your fucking and you're gonna be like yum 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 yum. You don't fucking deserve any of it. Literally, you don't deserve any of it. I do all the fucking work. You're a piece of shit, by the way. Piece of fucking shit.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Oh.
You guys ready to order?
Yeah, can I get chicken tenders, applesauce, fries, and then chocolate milk?
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she'll do the salad.
Salad. Okay.
Who does that guy remind you of? A red pillar. Okay? Red pillar. He's disgruntled. He's not getting laid. This is another factor too. Working so hard, working for a woman, trying to live up to her expectations, her false expectations, her comparative expectations. That can cause you to drive you crazy, bro. That can frustrate you. That can cause you to snap. This is why, again, if you have a family, you have kids, you have a spouse, you have responsibilities, man. It's important to play your role as the man, especially if you call yourself a man. But don't drive yourself crazy because nobody cares, bro. Okay, you're all replaceable. Okay, if you get locked up, you die, your spouse, your lady, your kids will move on. Sure, you'll always be remembered, but they'll move on. Okay, a lot of men are suffering with anxiety. A lot of women are suffering with anxiety because we don't know what the future holds for us. What do?
One of the greatest things I learned from my therapist today is that if you are suffering from anxiety, it's because you're living in the future. If you are suffering from depression, it is because you're living in the past. So when I was in my toxic relationship, I was always suffering with anxiety and depression. I would flip-flop, right? Because my ex cheated on me. So I had anxiety when I would say, where's he going? Who's he with? Is he going to cheat on me? Because I was thinking about the future versus when I was, thinking about the past, I was depressed because I was like, how can he betray me? How can he treat me like this? How can he cheat on me? And so forth. So that is the difference from anxiety and depression. When you're having anxiety, it's because you're thinking about the future versus when you're having depression, you're thinking about the past.
Shit. That was dope. That was dope. Something to think about, guys. When you are feeling depressed, are you thinking about something that transpired in the past? Something that you overlooked, something that you're still haven't confronted and still dealing with. You're still healing from a breakup, a divorce. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your friend stabbed you in the back. Then you start to get anxiety, right? You're grieving, one of the 7 processes of grieving. Now you're grieving. You got a lot of anxiety because you think it's going to happen again. You got to live in the moment, but you have to live in the moment with the notion that what you're doing in the moment is going to affect your future. We can't change the past. The only thing that we can do is learn from the past. Okay? As a man, especially, we are the only ones that have to deal with the truth as is. We can't read a novel. We can't look at a reality show and kind of vicariously imagine ourselves on an island and shit. We don't have that luxury. So when it comes to the truth, men have to accept it. Women can't accept it. So this is why they do certain things. You got to get over that, man. Imagine if a woman could hear the truth and process the truth like a man could.
Her mental health issues cause her to have manic episodes, and she decides to come home one day with a tattoo. Do not make the mistake that I did, okay? She was gone for hours at this point, and usually when she gets into that state of mind, I just let her be because I'm like, I need to give her space, whatever, she'll come down. Comes home, and I noticed this curvy figure on her arm, and which from a distance looked great, but as I got closer, I realized the lines were really fucking squiggly and all over the place, and I was like, damn, baby girl, who fucked your shit up? She fucking grabs the back of my fucking head, and
I mean, respectfully, my nigga, look at you. She's grabbing your hair.
Immediately starts yelling at me, why can't you just love me and the things that I choose to do? And just starts bawling. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, babe, I'm sorry. And she immediately recoils and she's like, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm just like, I know, it's my fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have pointed out how shitty it fucking looks. Holy fuck.
Okay? Imagine a woman having to deal with the truth the way a man is supposed to. Okay? Women are mad. They're stressed out. And society is causing and giving them vehicles and opportunities.